Today we're doing a video with Bentley. This is his fourth week in our program. We're gonna go over the things we've been working on with him this week. We're just gonna get started. So we've been doing a lot of these bending transitions, getting him soft. This is how we get some softness through his body. One of the ways starts out at just bending at the walk exercise. Essentially he's just staying between my legs, following his nose, stepping around forward so it gets soft to my rein. When I pick that rein up and put my inside foot on him, that's just getting some softness through his rib cage, through his head and neck, and encourages him to follow his nose and follow that. When I pick up on that rein, encourages him to follow his nose wherever I take it, instead of kind of bracing or we're working on. He's doing a lot better. He's doing really good. He's a bigger horse, and I think he's definitely had to do some stretching, but he's a athletic type horse. He can sure enough bend around and move his body where he needs to. But the big thing is we keep that forward motion. We want him to get soft and come all the way around, but we also want that forward motion. He started nipping at my feet sometimes. Just a little bit of protesting. He's been a pretty good horse. He pretty gentle. He hadn't tried to buck or do anything silly. This is my first Morgan I've rode, and he's been a good first. So the same thing, I want to trot him around and then ask him to transition down to that walk. Once he commits to it, then I'll take my hand back down to that neutral position. Basically want him to walk around this, kind of like the edge of that circle, and have some arc to his body, but he's also, following his nose, and he's staying between my legs. You want to be able to do it both sides. Transition down. This horse has progressed quickly through what we've been doing. Wouldn't say there was any bad habits or anything that he came with, just green horse stuff. And so he got a pretty good little first start on him. 3-4 months of training, and just kind of get him riding around and gentle. So we've been able to come back and work on getting some more body control on him, and some softness. And he's fit in really well. Will say, one thing about this horse is kind of neat, is he's really kind of wanting to put his butt in the ground. I just kind of started noticing it in these transitions. I go to grab that rein and he really sticks that butt in the ground. So that's kind of cool. I wouldn't come to expect it out of this horse. Just wouldn't think it, but kind of a neat deal, thing that he's naturally wanting to show us. And these transitions are going to help, this as we have been working on our 2-rein stop, You know, he'd already kind of had one on him, but we've gone back and just kind of letting him understand how to give softly to this rein. You know, the softer they are side to side, the softer they are, you know, vertically. So yeah, I'm gonna stop him, pick these reins up, and I'm gonna wait until he gets soft and gives to that. So I'm waiting for there to be slack in both reins. I feel slack, you know, when I feel slack in both reins, I'm gonna give his head back to him, just like that. You can tell for a minute, you know, I stopped him, he kind of tucked his head, but he was pushing, there was still resistance into that bit. And so, you know, I want to be able to pick this rein up, and there'd be softness no matter where I pick it up at. There, got soft. Not necessarily looking for him to lower his head, he will, you know, but I'm looking for him to follow his nose and to get soft to that rein. But I teach him this at the standstill before I add the stop in there. Because I want them to stop. You know, at that point they're already stopping, kind of starting to stop off of my leg pressure. See right here, he's leaning into this right here. Just had to wake him up a little bit. Being lazy on it, pushing into it. Got distractions, he's looking at these other horses. I need him to respond to this here. He's kind of learned to push into it a little bit. We're just helping him understand. When I pick this rein up, I want him to get soft to it. It's not a delayed, it's not, oh, I'm gonna kind of push into it. It's no, I pick up, I want him to follow his nose all the way through. See right here, he doesn't follow his nose right there. Just get stuck right there. I'm just gonna bump it. He's gonna follow that nose. There. That was better. You notice the difference there? As soon as I picked up, he followed it all the way around, and I rewarded him. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want to be willing to pick up these reins. I want him to be willing to do what I ask him to do. You know, I don't want it to be a fight. You know, there's no reason to fight with these horses. Better that side. Pick it up, bump a little bit, there. Pick it up, bump a little bit, there. Pick it up, bump. You know, the softer, you know, the more he responds to this bit, softer he gets. I bet a lot of that chewing and stuff will go away. We'll just have him, you know, we'll just give him more things to think about. Bump, bump, bump. There. And all this stuff is going to continue to get better and better as we go, you know, as we continue working through. You know, we've only been working on, I mean, he's only been here 3 or 4 weeks at this point. You know, he has, like I said, he's gotten started, got a handle on him, got a little bit of a handle on him. But the, you know, the feel was different, so this horse has got to figure out what this different feel is, what's required of him in this program. He is getting it figured out. See right there, that stop was good. Do it again. Pick these reins up. wait for him to get soft and to stop his feet. He stopped his feet, waiting for him to get soft here. As soon as he does, I'll give it back to him. There. There. Notice the difference just since we were kind of working on this a little earlier. You know, there's still a little delay right here. You know, he's kind of learned to push into that bit right there. But we'll continue to work on it. Right there. Had to bump him out of it, pick this up. He kind of braces right there. But I want him to come all the way around. Come all the way around. Pick it up, bump him across. Braces up against it right there. I gotta bump him across it. But it's just green horse stuff. It's all, you know, no problems. Now that we've kind of got that working for us, you know, picking those reins up and him giving, and we're gonna start adding that backup in there. And continue to remind him about this flexing all along the way. I just pick these reins up, lean back, add my leg pressure in there, get some backward movement. I'm not pulling harder. You know, I don't want to pull harder. I want to encourage that movement with my feet. That feet picks that horse's feet up. If my feet continue on and we add some energy to them, that's what's going to get energy in his feet rather than, you know, pulling harder. If I just go to pull harder, that horse is just going to start pushing into that bit and pushing into it, and it's just going to get to be, you know, it's going to kind of be counterintuitive to what we're working on. There. You know, we get this stuff really good at slow. You know, when we're working slow. So, you know, we're working on the stop. We're working on the backup. We're working on these transitions. All these things, and we're going to do a lot of it at these slow gaits, but that's where we teach them, and we teach them that stuff, and where they understand, and then as we go, then we can pick the speed up, and if any point we get too fast where the horse starts kind of falling apart, we can go back and remind him of the principles and of the parts that we put together, and help build that horse's confidence back. So that's the importance of, you know, this slow work, methodical work. Helps train that horse to be the type of horse we're wanting him to be. You know, soft, responsive, you know, nicely broke, and they've got a handle on them. There. So that'll be our update video for Bentley. As I said, he's been doing really well. Those are kind of some of the things we've been working on this week. Everything else is going good with him. So we appreciate it, and we'll catch you on the next one.